I'd heard about the New York City No Pants subway ride. It's an international day of silliness where you board a train and take off your pants in January. I saw all kinds of photos and videos, but there was never a plus-size person. It looked like so much fun, but I didn't think I'd ever do it. I was afraid of the public's reaction. Now, I'm an adventurer. I'm a solo traveler. And when I was in Vietnam, I tell you, I hesitated big time because of my size. My tour guide came to my hotel on her motor scooter and told me to hop right on. At 57, I had never been on a scooter. And I'll be honest with you, I was concerned that we would tip over. I wasn't going to do it, but she said with confidence, "I can handle you." I got on. I loved it. And I realized that I was being overly cautious, and it was time to bring bigger and better adventures into my life. On social media, I saw the invitation for the No Pants Riders. I said yes. But before I could change my mind, I called all my family and friends and invited them to come right along. One by one, they said the same thing. "You're on your own." I needed to look good. I started putting together an outfit. I went to my panty drawer to assess its contents. There wasn't one pair suitable for this purpose. I needed to go shopping. And I brought home a few different pairs, and I stood at home in front of a full-length mirror with a digital camera in my hand to take photos because I wanted to be certain I knew what other people were seeing. And I wanted it to be a quality experience for me and the unsuspecting riders. I chose leopard silky panties with wide-leg black pants. I was ready. I took the railroad from my home in Connecticut to New York City to a public meeting point in a park. People welcomed me with open arms. They said, "You can do this." And I thought to myself, I just spent 3 hours getting here. I am taking off my pants. During orientation, I learned all about the event. It wasn't haphazard. You formed teams, and each team was assigned to a subway car. And you were to go into that car and take off your pants like it's the most natural thing in the world. We were each assigned a particular station to get off in our hat, our scarves, our gloves, our coat, and our underpants. If anybody was to challenge me why I had no pants, I was supposed to say something like, "I forgot mine." My team walked together to the Houston Street station, and there I met Bunny Man. He was tall, handsome, bearded, and he wore the most spectacular pair of bunny ears. He was wearing a kilt, and in his arms was a brown paper bag, which he pulled out a bottle of pink champagne, which he expertly uncorked, took a big slug, and then passed the bottle to me. Not wanting to offend his kind act of hospitality, I drank too. And Sunday is notorious in New York City for train delays because of constructions and rerouting, and this was no exception. When the train pulled up, it was horribly crowded. And I couldn't imagine how I was going to manage taking off my pants in such a space. Then I thought to myself, with my heart really beating fast, my mother sometime during my life told me not to get on a crowded train and take off my pants. My team members, I watched them in awe. They just pushed themselves into the car and the doors closed. And as the train pulled out, I was by myself on the station. And I thought, you need to abort this mission now. Because I was gonna board the next train and take off the pants. I would be the only one doing it. The train came right away and there was lots of room. I stepped in and I walked to the pole and I grasped it tightly. And as the train jolted, I glanced around and then I took my thumb, I stretched the elastic waistband on my pants, pulled them down low enough so I could step out of them with my leg, held back onto the pole, released the other hand, and finished. To my left, seated, was an elderly Asian gentleman with shopping bags. The expression on his face read, "Now I've seen everything." I looked around and no one was watching, no one was looking. I was so surprised and relieved. After all these weeks of worrying, I felt this bliss move on as I continued wearing my leopard print panties. They got lost in the sea of everything unusual on a New York City subway car. I rode until Union Square, where I met up with hundreds of no-pant riders, where we took Instagram photos and we celebrated. On the New York City no-pants ride, irregardless of your size, you belong. The only roadblocks were those that were in my head. Thank you.